watched many makeup tutorials online, you've probably run into the topic of eye shape, where depending on your natural eye shape, you'll be more suited to certain styles of makeup that accentuate different areas, make the eye look more open, or create other looks. It's kind of like those face shape charts that tell you what style of sunglasses you should wear. This is the same thing, but not many people know that there are actually different styles of eyelash extensions. In fact, many lash salons don't even offer different styles, and will instead just lay you down and start adding extensions as soon as your appointment begins. If this happens, do your best to escape because you probably found a bad lash stylist. So first, let's look at the 4 main eyelash extension styles, and then we'll go over each eye shape and match the two together. So let's get started. The natural eye. The goal of this look is to keep the lashes looking natural, to make it seem like you're one of the lucky few to have long and full lashes. The natural eye follows the same contours of your natural eyelashes. Fairly consistent length across the eyelid, with a little less on the inner and outer edges. Extensions of mixed lengths right along the eye to mimic lashes in all stages of the natural growth cycle. The open eye. This style accentuates the center of the eye by adding volume and length towards the center of the eyelid, tapering down at each end, creating a symmetrical graduation. Traditionally, this style would use lashes around 8 mm for the corners, going up to between 12 and 14 mm for the center of the eyelid. The cat eye. You might be familiar with this style from eye makeup tutorials where eyeliner is used to create a swish on the outer corner of the eye. The same can be done with eyelash extensions, but in a way that seems more dramatic, feminine, and three-dimensional. The lashes begin at the inner corner, at their shortest length, and gradually taper up as you move towards the outer corner, reaching their maximum length at the outer corner. The difference in length is around 50% more by the time we've reached the outer corner. So a starting lash of 9 mm on the inner corner would result in an outer corner lash of 14 mm. There is also typically a small decrease in length and right at the very end to taper in a little. Usually if the maximum length is 14 mm, the very corner might taper down to 13 mm. A slight variation of the cat eye is the kitten eye, which is the exact same idea, but the disparity between shortest and longest lash is closer to 25%. So an inner corner lash of 9 mm would result in an outer corner lash of 11 to 12. Taylor Swift is regularly seen with the cat eye style of lash, perfect for her upturned eyes. The doll eye. Some would say a cross between the natural and open eye styles. The doll eye is characterized by length right across the eyeline, with the longest lashes being focused on the middle of the eye. This look will make our eyes appear bigger and fuller, but not to such an extent as the open eye style will. Megan Fox is well known for having classic doll eye eyelash extensions. Now that we've got the 4 basic lash extension styles covered, let's move on to figuring out what shape your eye is, then I'll give a recommendation of which lash style will match your eye shape. But that's just a starting point. A good lash technician will be able to offer more specific advice based on your personal style and whether the lashes are for an event or for day-to-day life. So let's start with some eye shape basics. There are 3 main eye shape categories. There's almond, which is what I've got, oval and round. Then there are dozens more subcategories where small differences like eye angle, size, closeness and traits of the eyelid allow for more precise recommendations. You'll also notice that you can fit into multiple categories. For example, you might have round, close set, upturned eyes, effectively placing you in 3 categories. In that case, you should choose a category that's the most prominent. Now, if you've watched many makeup tutorials, you'll know that the almond eye shape is the most sought after. So makeup styles will aim to give your eye the appearance of having an almond shape by emphasizing or drawing attention away from the parts of the eye through contouring and other makeup techniques. For this article, I've chosen 8 of the most common eye types we see in our salon, the Lash Spa. Those being almond, close set, deep set, protruding, downturned, single-lidded, round and hooded eye. So let's get your eye categorized and give you some lash extension style recommendations. Almond eye. In conventional beauty, The almond eye shape is the most alluring and attractive. This description of this eye shape is in its name, shaped like an almond. So the length is greater than the height and there is a slight upward flick at the outer corners. Lash extension recommendations for almond eyes. You're lucky because any style of lash will look great, so it's more of a personal preference. Choosing the cat eye style will emphasize the length of your eye and give a very alluring and mysterious look. With the open eye or doll eye, you'll make your eyes look bigger. This can be a great option if you're going for a more dramatic look, or if you've got eye colour that stands out like green or blue. Close set eyes. This is an eye spacing category rather than an eye shape, and it's categorized by a gap between the eyes of less than one eye. So if you measure the length of your eye from the outer to the inner corner, like this, and then measure the space from the inner corner of your left and right eyes, if the second measurement is smaller than the first, then you fall into the close set eyes category. Lash extension recommendations for close set eyes. The goal here would be to draw attention to the outer corner of the eyes by adding longer lashes in that area in the style of the cat eye, creating additional length on the lashes in the outer corner and gradually shorter lengths moving towards the inner corner that will make a big difference in here. Deep set eyes. Again, we're in the realm of eye position rather than shape, but this eye type has its own style guide. The deep set eye simply sits deeper into the eye socket, so the objective for lash style is to make it seem to come out more. Since makeup is a 2D application, meaning it sits flat on your skin, and lash extensions are 3D, meaning they stick out and create depth, if you have deep set eyes, it's actually far more effective to get lash extensions because we can really create added depth. Lash extension recommendations for deep set eyes. To help bring the eye out, I usually recommend the baby doll or open eye lash style because these really create the illusion of eyes sitting further out. If your eyes fall into the round category, then choose the baby doll, whereas other shapes, especially the hooded eye, such as my eye, would opt for the open eyelash style. Protruding eyes. The opposite of deep set eyes, protruding eyes are those that sit further out of the eye socket, and I would estimate that 80% of the time are also in the round eye shape. Because you've already got large round eyes, which makes you very lucky, you don't want to make them seem any bigger or wider since it can give you that shocked look. The goal here is to add emphasis to the outer corners. Lash extension recommendations for protruding eyes. Choose the cat eye style or a variation of it like the kitten eye, which is a shorter version. Adding the extra length and fullness in the outer corners of your eyes will stimulate the almond shape and really draw attention to your big, beautiful eyes. Downturned eyes. This one's more of an eye angle where the outer corner of the eye sits directly across from, on a horizontal plane or below the inner corner of the eye. Lash extension recommendations for downturned eyes. Here our aim will be to create volume on the upper outer corner of the eyes to help lift the eye. The downturned eye is perfect for the cat eye lash style, and as long as you have the natural lashes to support them, you can certainly pull off extensions up to 14mm in that outer corner. Hooded eyes. This means you have a little extra skin right above the crease of your eye. This can vary greatly from slight, almost indistinguishable hood, all the way to an overlapping hood that can sit on top of the lash line. Lash extension recommendations for hooded eyes. In this case, we want to open up the eye, so of course this is the perfect match for the open eye style. We will add fullness and length to the centre of the eye, tapering off as we move closer to the inner and outer corners. Using the open eye style on hooded eyes always creates dramatic before and after photos because you can add a lot more depth and bring attention into the eye itself. Monolid or single lid eyes. Most common with Asian women, single lidded eyes have no visible crease, so lash extensions can create the appearance of a more open and larger eye shape. Another thing to note is that Asian women also typically have straighter lashes, so choosing a curl with more flare will create added drama and openness. Lash extension recommendations for monolid eyes. A cross between a baby doll for a natural look and a bit of a cat's eye to add extra length to that outer corner always looks great and accentuates that elongated eye shape, making it even more appealing. Round eyes. If you've been blessed with big eyes, then they're probably already your most dominant feature. The round eye shape is characterized by having a height the same or very close to the same as a length. Lash extension recommendations for round eyes. The main thing you should stay away from is the open eye style because it can make your eyes look too big, like you've just been surprised. My most common recommendation is the cat eye because it will add length to your eye without adding much height and help you to balance your eye more towards the desirable almond shape while still retaining the benefits of your round eyes. So there it is. The above are simply recommendations based on conventional beauty, but nothing will ever beat your own personal likes and dislikes. So choose a lash style that suits your unique personality and style, and find a lash technician who listens with the skill to get a great result.